Hello there, I'm Juliana Michaels, and I'm so happy to be back on the 49 and Market YouTube channel. In this video, I'm sharing a flip through of this junk journal that you could also maybe call a mini album, and I created it using the new Birdsong collection by Katy Perry. So to create this little mini book or album, I use a combination of products from the Birdsong collection and the Crafty Garden frames. So as you can see, I've kind of gotten through my stash of these. Just got some of the larger pieces and some of the inside pieces left. I used a couple of the solid papers from the Birdsong's 12 by 12 solids collection paper pack. And then I used the Birdsong Wildflower laser cuts, the laser cut elements, the ephemera bits, and the chipboard mix set. So here's a look at the junk journal or mini album, whatever you would maybe like to call it. I'm not totally sure, but it's something that I absolutely love creating are these little mini books and taking bits and pieces of pattern paper and ephemera and stickers and die cuts and just playing with them and creating these little books. The base of this was created using a Biggs die from Sizzix designed by Eileen Hull that's called Mini Album. And I've decorated the inside and the outside of it using the Birdsong collection by Katy Perry. The base is cut from Sizzix mat board and I adhered, but before I cut it, I adhered some of the solid Birdsong papers to the mat board using some double-sided adhesive, and I adhered the navy or dark blue color here to the front and back side of the mat board, and then I ran it through my die cutting machine. And then once it was through the die cutting machine, I just took a little bit of sandpaper and sanded the edges here just to reveal a little bit of that white core of the paper, and just adds a little touch of vintage, I feel. And then from there, I actually began creating the inside of the album. And to do that, I created two signatures from some of the green paper in the solid Birdsong paper pack. So to create each of these signatures, I cut the paper to 5 inches by 9 3/4 inches, and then I scored it at 4 3/4 inch and then at 5 inches to give me a little 1/4 inch kind of space there so that I had plenty of room to layer and create the embellishments and so that everything would lay flat. And then from there, I just began using various pieces from the Birdsong collection to layer and create each of the pages. And one of the things that I like to do when I'm creating this sort of thing is kind of start with pages that are facing each other and then taking elements that are similar in color and design and kind of creating this coordinating layout on each side. And so actually I started off on this page here just using some of the ephemera pieces, chipboard pieces, and the layered frames from Crafty Garden to create these pages. So this piece here, I cut it down so that it would fit on the page, and then I took the piece that was left over and used it on this page to kind of carry that color through. And same here with this little layered frame piece. I used that on each page. The ticket here, I cut it in half and put one on this side and one on that side. Used some similar flowers and then other similar colors to kind of carry that through. Then from there, I created these pages and kind of did that same thing. Used the Crafty Garden frames as a layer behind everything, and then from there just took bits and pieces to create the layers, and again coordinating with similar flowers and colors, cutting pieces down and using the extra pieces on the other page just to keep that coordination going. Here's a look at the inside of the second signature, and again you can see that same theme going through with the use of colors and similar florals. Here I use the bird cages and these similar flowers, and again you can see the similar color palette on these two pages. And then lastly, I have the back side or the outer side of the back signature and the front cover, and I did the same with both of those. I used similar papers, colors, and elements to layer and create kind of similar designs on those as well. And then once I had all the inside done, I actually created the cover. And for that, I really kind of followed that same recipe that I was using on the inside of the book. And again, just layered some of those crafty garden frames, and then laser cuts and other ephemera pieces and chipboard pieces from the Birdsong collection, tucking bits and pieces in, cutting down things to make them fit. So like this background here is part of a larger piece that I cut down and framed with this frame from the laser cuts. This ticket piece here is actually part of a ticket that I used on this page here. And you know, just kind of use those little pieces to tuck in and continue color across the design and keep that coordination going. And then to adhere everything together, I took some seam binding, two lengths of it. So I have a piece wrapped around this signature and then a piece wrapped around this signature. And then I also have another larger piece of ribbon in the center that's just wrapped around the cover part. And then I pulled all of those ribbons together and then just tied them in a bow here on the side of the album to hold everything together. I hope you enjoyed seeing how this came together, and thanks so much for watching.